Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Excited to be connecting in with you. And this March, we have been talking about springing forward. How do we keep that forward momentum going that we perhaps started the beginning of the year with? I don't know if you did. I know the beginning of this year, I was energized. It felt like December just kept momentum going and we jumped right into January and just continued forward. And sometimes as we're going along, it's almost like we fall into our normal patterns, things that are familiar. And we can lose sight of some of those intentions we had at the beginning of the year, the things we were powerfully stepping into. And I feel like March is a really great opportunity to check in and see, am I on track? Am I bringing forward the things that matter to me? Are you doing that? Every day, the choices we make lead to what we're creating in our lives. And if we're forgetting to stop and check in and be on purpose, this March can look a lot like last March and the March before. So it's important that we remember to stop. We remember to be purposeful and really lean in to bringing forward the things that matter most to us. That's how we spring forward. That's how we keep that momentum going. We have two amazing guests joining us today that are going to help us really get clarity, choose the right mindset to help us continue to move forward in powerful ways so that we can live that life that is meaningful to us, bringing forward those things that matter to us most. We get to be the co-creator of that. And I know our guests today are leaning into us to really support us to bring forward, to spring forward in all the areas that we are called to be and to do and to bring forward. So I hope you're excited. I am. I'm looking forward to the conversation today. And I want you to get the most out of our time together today. So the best way to do that is to take a moment and breathe. In through the nose, all the way to the toes. Wiggle your toes, make sure they're getting air. And then out through your mouth, like through a straw. And just notice as you take that breath in, how that feels, how it connects you, how it helps you slow down a little bit, become more present. And I think that's the key, is becoming present, not multitasking, not half listening, but really choosing to be present, to hear, to receive everything that is here for you. Because here's what I know. That if you are listening today, if you are tuning in, whether it's live or to the replay, it is because there is something here for you today. And I want you to receive it. I don't want you to miss it. I want you open, leaning in with anticipation and excitement for all that is coming forward for you. Feeling our support, feeling that connection. So as you're breathing, it helps you slow down. It brings oxygen in, which is highly supportive of your system and your body. As you breathe out, releasing what no longer serves. Guess what? It creates room for more that does. Every breath can do that, especially if we're being mindful and purposeful with our breathing. Secondly, it lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels, as we become present in the now, open and ready to receive. And it allows us to actually hear what is being said and shared. Sometimes within ourselves, we're too busy to listen. Today, I want to invite you to listen, to hear, receive everything that is for you. So let's take one more moment of breathing in. And I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Put both hands on your heart. Beautiful. And as your eyes are closed and you feel that beat of your heart, just take a moment and check in and see, what is it that you need today that will encourage you, empower you, support you? What do you need today? Real time. Just receive that information. Sometimes it's a reminder, a knowing, an aha, whatever it is. What is it that you need and are willing to receive because you have choice? Beautiful. And just identify. You're not figuring out how. We're going to help you with how. Right now, you're just identifying what it is you need and are willing to receive. Beautiful. Let's take another breath. Come back into the room, eyes open, fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart that you need and are willing to receive. Beautiful. And I ask you to write it down because it helps bring it top of mind, helps to co-create it instead of having it swirl around inside of you. You get to start interacting with it. And I want to invite you during our time together today, keep that top of mind. Glance at your paper from time to time and see what wonderful way, maybe unexpected, that you're getting support that will help you bring forward what it is that you need. Sometimes we're attached to how it looks, how it needs to be, or what the way we think it needs to come forward. And when we can be open to being surprised at the wonderful way that need is met and brought forward, it's amazing the flow we can step into, the wonder and the support. So I hope you're leaning in with a wonder and excitement and anticipation to our conversation. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room here today. And as I do that, I'm going to invite each of our guests to just take a moment, 10, 15 seconds, and share what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So with that, Val, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Well, Becca, I guess what I'd like to share is what has been in my heart for a long time. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm with you, I guess what's on top, just right out there, is a commitment that I made to my teacher who helped me change my life, to let other people know how they can change their life too, to be more free and have more options in their life. So that's what, and because Beautiful. Of you, I'm getting that opportunity to fulfill that promise.
I love that. Thank you. Absolutely. I lift that up. That warms my heart and spirit. And what an important message to remind all of us that you can have freedom, you can have choice, you can have options far more than you know. Oh, thank you for sharing, Val. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And Sonia, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Oh my goodness, I was so touched with everything you shared. You know, the pause to being present, the pause to choose, to choose to trust myself, to be of service to the highest good of your listeners, and to be in this state of flow and ease.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. I love the power of the pause, to be present, to trust ourselves and others, and to allow that flow to unfold. And I feel even when I allow that flow, I can feel the support in it and the ease, which is always so beautiful, that we can just be present in it and trust. I love it. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing. I appreciate it. And listeners, how about you? What was laid on your heart and your spirit when we took a moment to pause, to listen, to receive? See what is coming forward. As we go into our first commercial break, this is 2 minutes. These are 2 minutes carved out for you on purpose. So as those commercials play in the background with updates and information we want you to know, I invite you to be present, to really see and receive. Give yourself that opportunity to pause and hear, discover what's bubbling up. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Isn't it amazing the difference, the shift that can be created with just 2 minutes? I have found they have made such a powerful difference in my life. And in fact, here's an extra credit bonus opportunity or idea. I look for ways to capture 2 minutes at a time or a minute at a time. When I'm at a stoplight unexpectedly or the light's taking longer, I realize that's a 2-minute moment for me. I can take a breath. I can center, I can pause. When I'm in a line that's longer than I expected, there again, that's another moment for me. I look at those as gifts, as an opportunity to breathe, to pause, to slow down a little bit. I hope that as you enjoy the show today, you see those commercial breaks as 2-minute moments for you, an opportunity to integrate what's speaking to your heart and your spirit real time, to really take in a moment just for you, carved into the day, into the show to support you on your journey. So enjoy those moments. I hope that you enjoy our conversation today as we continue talking about how to spring forward powerfully and purposely in our life. Now, we got to meet our guests just briefly in the opening segment as we went around the room doing a heart share. And I'm excited to more formally introduce our first guest, Val Joy. She's trained as a journalist and felt a calling to the healing modalities and studied them and got certification in the different healing modalities and treatments, and now helps people rewrite their stories by helping them get unstuck and create fluid movement in their body, mind, and soul. She is passionate about helping you share your story of hope, health, and happiness. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic and heart-centered Val Joy to the show. Welcome, Val.
Hello. Oh my goodness. What a intro. I was kind of stumped for a moment. I'm like, who is that? But anyway, thank you.
You are so welcome. Thrilled to have you joining us and lifting you up. I pictured you running up to the stage, hands raised as we welcome you aboard. And I'm very excited to have you joining us and look forward to all that you have prepared to share. And I wanted to start our conversation with why, because that is a shift from journalistic background to stepping into these healing modalities. And now you've woven them together so beautifully. So I'd love to know why you felt that call and why this work, mixing those beautifully together, is personally so important to you.
Well, I started, like you mentioned, I started my career in a totally different place. I chronicled other people's stories. I, told about their passions and supported my family, in pursuing their passion. And at the end of a very long period, when I was devoted to being a business partner and a mother, I discovered that, my life was in little pieces on the ground because I had gotten a divorce at the end of 32 years and said, whoa, I think it's time for me to pick up all these pieces and find out how I want to go forward. And I actually met my teacher. I started as a client, and her modalities were so quick and efficient and effective that I said, oh my God, I got to learn how to do that and that and that, because I was, almost 60 by then. And if I was, my peers were retiring, and I said, if I want to, kind of live, my golden years that I should be doing something I love to do. And that's how I came to this work.
I love it. And I love that you found that courage to lean into what you do and to bring it forward. And now you're paying that forward and helping others in so many different ways. Do you have a favorite part of the process as you lean in to help others and help empower them and share their story? I'd love to hear about that.
Favorite part of the process? That's a brand new question, but I think it would be being okay with the unknown. Of course, I would not have said that, a few years back, but in looking back, having not necessarily knowing what was going to unfold is something that, now I say, whoa, wasn't that fabulous? And I think that's something that, if you're in your feminine energy flow, and that's, we have a masculine and a feminine energy flow, all of us. You mentioned the multitasking before, and that's the feminine flow. The masculine is more linear. And if we're in the feminine flow, we don't fear the unknown. We embrace it. And but you have to have both, right? You do have to plan things out very linearly, and then just get out of your own way.
I love it.
Yeah, just to allow what will happen to happen. So that's I guess has become my favorite part.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I love that. Really embracing the unknown is so powerful. And I know that one of the things that you specialize in, because there's many areas that you help, is called I think I'm pronouncing this right, AIM, AYM. Can you share a little bit about that, what that is, and how can it support us?
Well, AIM stands for Active Yoga Meditation, but it's like the some of the other modalities or the body organization, which is one of them that I do. It's new. It's a new modality for new times because we need it now. I mean, traditional yoga and meditation techniques were created thousands of years ago by men for men, which doesn't mean it's bad, but it because of these very fast, stressful times we live in, it's really imperative that we change things up, that meditation moves, that yoga is not just, stretching or poses, but if we take it back to its original meaning in Sanskrit, which is oneness, that, that same state of being, when you pause, when you embrace the unknown, that's what AIM is about, is that you give when we have a session, you hand off, you give your mind a rest, and you hand off very simple movements to your lizard brain or your amygdala, to do simple movements, and then you just reconnect or connect with yourself in ways that we, aren't encouraged to do in everyday life, and then just connect with those emotions and shovel them out to the universe if they need, moving out of your body, because when some of these negative emotions stay in your body, they can manifest physically, and that's when the body organization becomes important. When we have too many stress patterns in our body, and we need to be reset, essentially.
Well, and I love that we can move it out of our body, and I think that's really positive and powerful that we can do that. We don't have to hold them, because we can do that sometimes and not be aware. Yeah. And how can doing that and processing and kind of embracing this modality, how can that help us move forward?
Well, it's very integrative, right? So we live such busy lives, right? We're 24/7. When do we have the few moments? You encouraged us to take those few moments, but I would venture to say that it's hard to do. So what AIM does is that you realize that if you're in your feminine energy flow, you can have a physical, mental, emotional workout. You don't need to spend an hour and go to the gym. You don't need to, sit down for half an hour or whatever to find that still point. We're capable nowadays of doing it all at once. So this is when we access our multitasking. That I'm going to have these. I have these 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to just move this energetic crap, to speak about it as politely as I can, out of your body. You just with intention, with movement, with breath, and so in the three moments, you've done what we call an AIM break, which is where you've gotten physical movement, you've gotten a meditative motion, and we think better when we move, and so we've created a fertile ground for shifting your mindset. Otherwise, we're like salmon swimming upstream, that we've got to kind of swim or make our way through all of these blocks and emotions and feeling stuck. It's possible. You know, we have the capacity to just, okay, 3 minutes, let's just get a great workout and build this mind, body, soul fitness.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
No, thank you for sharing, because I think sometimes we can lose these opportunities, and that such a powerful shift can happen that's so highly supportive and healing and cleansing and clearing for us, that we can do that 3 minutes at a time, 4 minutes at a time, that we can carve that time out purposely and mindfully throughout the day. I love that. Well, our time is going so quickly, and I just wanted to see if you had a final thought, share, or tip, something that is on your heart you wanted to let our listeners know.
Well, you know, I think that the way you can get a complete mind, body, and soul spring forward is to notice, where you're at. Let's say that the empowered life of your dreams is a coin. And on one side, you may be someone who has lots of pain, and that's keeping you from moving forward. And if that's the case, a body organization gives you a full spring cleaning. If you're on the other side where, kind of overthinking and kind of emotional, why not, I can't, musings are always in your brain, then AIM is on the other side of the coin to help you make your way through that. So there's lots of these are two simple solutions to what can seem like just overwhelming when you sit down and say, okay, where am I now? Does this feel too much like last March? There really are simple solutions.
I love that. We don't need complicated, hard solutions. So thank you for bringing simple solutions that are bite-sized that we can lean into and bring into our life. I just so appreciate that. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, here's 2 minutes just for you. Opportunity to be present, to breathe. At the end of the show, we're going to let you know how you can connect in with Val, learn more, and go deeper. So stay tuned for that. Enjoy these 2 minutes, and we'll continue our conversation shortly.
Birdie told me Voice America is on Twitter. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you stopped and paused, breathed, and it took a moment to be, to listen, perhaps breathe out what no longer serves. Be still and listen and breathe in what does. So honored to be connecting in with you today as we continue our conversation, really leaning into how we can help you and how we can all walk in a more empowered way, really continuing to spring forward. So this March, we're creating and bringing forward more of who we want to be and how we want to be. So I want to encourage you to go back to the beginning of our conversation and take a look at your notes. Hopefully you're taking notes, but initially, what was laid on your heart when you took a moment to connect in this morning? And just see what's coming forward as you revisit that and you reflect on the wisdom and insight that Val shared with us. And as we lean into the conversation with our second guest, that you're open and seeing what builds into support for you, maybe things you can add to your toolbox to help support and empower you on your journey. Beautiful. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce our next guest. She's also a dear friend of mine, so I'm excited to have her joining us. So Sonia is a #1 international best-selling author, speaker, transformational coach. After 18 years of building a successful career in the engineering space, she shifted to pursue her passion for personal development, leadership, coaching, and facilitation. She holds a master's in transformational leadership, loves leadership, and is passionate about empowering you to have more ease, balance, and lasting change in your life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the dynamic, powerful, and transformational Sonia Jimenez-Ferrell to the show. Welcome!
Yay, thank you. I am so excited to be here, and what a beautiful topic. It touches my heart.
You are so welcome. It's a perfect topic for you. Thrilled to have you joining us today. And I'd love to start the conversation with why. Why is this work in this space of helping people in this way? Why is that personally so important to you?
Yes. And it was because I was in this journey of trying to find out emotional intelligence, trying to find out why I got triggered, why I took things personal, why I wasn't open to feedback, and then not knowing how to manage my stress. And so it was all a mix of things that were happening in my life that I took on this journey. And leadership, you mentioned leadership several times, because that was the first step that allowed me to look into myself, which was so hard for me to do. And that was the first step that it took for me to start this journey of transformation. And I would love to share it with others, because I could see where I was and where I am now is so different. And I wish I had these tools back then so that I can be with more ease, so that I can really learn to manage my stress from within, and learn that those thoughts that were coming to my mind that were telling me that I wasn't good enough, or that I was wrong, or all those negative thoughts that weren't serving me, and realizing that they're not real. They're just from the past.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that you went on this journey yourself and now are reaching back to help others and reaching out to help their journey be even easier and more powerful, to have some of these tools. And something I heard you consistently saying is it's this inside out journey, this inside out perspective, that so much of it started with the inner game and shifting that to then translate to how that played out in your life. Anything you would add to that as we're kind of reflecting on that inside-out journey?
Yes, it's a lot of what you shared initially about taking that pause and creating awareness. So this is such an important word in capital letters, awareness. Awareness of how we're feeling, awareness of what thoughts are coming to mind, awareness of what's going on, awareness of what's your intention, even in having conversations with people.
I love that. Awareness and intention. So powerful. And it's hard to have that if we're not pausing. So I love that we're reinforcing the pause today. That's so powerful. So one of the things that you teach about and work with people on is called connected communication. Can you share what is that and how does that help us move forward powerfully?
Yes, and to me, here's the way I see it. Connected communication, it's really awareness. It's really connected to this direct and empowering way of communicating that is positive, that it has a good intention, that it's coming from a space of finding a positive solution. I feel that these things will create forward momentum in our lives because it's moving away from being reactive, defensive. We're so disconnected. We're not taking that pause, so we immediately either react, get into these arguments or argumentative conversations that will not move us forward. And I have been there where I am just arguing back and forth over something really simple. And then when I choose to take that pause to create awareness, okay, what's going on? We're disagreeing here. Okay, I can see that this is my perspective. This is important to me because of this. Okay, now let me see what the other person is trying to say. What is their perspective? Oh, I see. What I'm doing creates something that's not comfortable in them. Okay, I can see how we're both affected, and how can we work into finding a solution instead of just saying my way is the right way.
I love that. Do you have a tip? Because I'm thinking in the heat of things that can be hard to have room for all those thoughts. Do you have a tip or a piece of advice is maybe there's a disagreement or a situation that's escalating a little bit that can help us step more into that? Do you have a suggestion?
It's the pause. It's the pause. Even it's going to feel very uncomfortable because your thoughts may be going, I need to defend myself, I'm being humiliated, or whatever. Our thoughts can just take over us. But it's that pause of just being in that uncomfortable feeling of, okay, somebody needs to stop or else it's going to continue going in this circle. Taking that pause and then doing the mind, it's shifting your mind, really. Shifting your mind to a positive way or figuring out a positive solution and allowing that awareness to come in to see what's going on with your thoughts, what's going on with how come we're not agreeing.
Beautiful.
That's what it is.
And so to do that, can we even in that moment say, I need 5 minutes, or can I have just a moment, something like that to kind of disrupt and step back? Or do you have another way you might suggest?
That's a great way to name what's happening. You know what? I need just 5 minutes. I'll come back and we'll continue the conversation. And I will share with me in the past the way I used to react was my body just wanted to run away from the situation. And instead now I just pause and I say, let me take 5 minutes, or sometimes I just get quiet and go within. And then in a couple of minutes, or I'll feel a lot better. Or sometimes I step outside, go for a walk. And then I can't come back, with my mind completely shifted.
I love that. So we can stop that train in a sense and shift how we're showing. I think that's really, really powerful. And to me, you were talking about a whole different perspective or a different way of thinking, which to me talks about mindset a little bit. So I know that also important to the work that you do and how you help people is called a growth mindset. Can you share what that is and how does that support and help us in moving forward?
Yes, there's I can share a whole list, but let me just share a few things. So being from a growth mindset means you're not stuck, right? You're looking at possibilities. You're not staying in, oh my God, this is a problem. There's nothing I can do, and you're stuck. No, it's about looking for possibilities. I know sometimes it's not easy when you're in that moment. One of my mentors always said, you can't be in stuckness or lack and in flow at the same time. So there's got to be a shift, right? The car cannot be in park and drive at the same time. It's either one or the other. So in order to start shifting, it's looking at what is possible and tapping into being curious. I know sometimes it's not easy, but be curious and ask yourself, I wonder what might be a new way to look at this. And then stand in committing, I am powerful. I am committed to finding a way, finding a solution. I wonder how I can solve this. And the third thing, I'm going to add a fourth. The third would be acknowledging yourself. And this is such a powerful disruptor to shift your mindset from being stuck and moving forward. Just by simply saying your name out loud, having a conversation with yourself, and saying, for example, Sonia, and I love doing this, putting one hand on my chest and another one in my belly area, and I just go, Sonia, I just want to acknowledge you for being of service to someone. I just want to acknowledge you for even completing a quarter of the tasks you were supposed to do today. I just want to acknowledge you for wanting to have a better relationship with, a particular person. And the fourth one is to ask for help. Reach out to a friend. I'm having a bad day. Someone that will be able to help you shift out.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
And reaching out. Beautiful.
So these little tools I called self-leadership. These are self-leadership mindset tools.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for
us moving forward.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sonia. Just so powerful. I really appreciate it. Really great tools that we can add to our toolbox and support us. And I love that acknowledging ourselves, I think is such a powerful, powerful tool that we can add. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate you joining us today. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I encourage you to take 2 minutes and really think about what Sonia has shared and perhaps putting that hand on your chest, a hand on your belly, and make eye contact in the mirror and acknowledge what you have done or are trying to do. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that exercise, that opportunity to acknowledge you, to really embrace that leadership mindset, to really stepping forward in powerful ways. I hope you have a page full of notes that are going to support and empower you, tools you've added to your toolbox to support you in springing forward in all the ways that you are called powerfully and purposely to be in your life and to bring forward in your life. And as we do that, we get to ripple out powerfully in the world. Now, I have really enjoyed having all of you join us today. I've enjoyed sharing each of our guests. I hope that they have been empowering and supportive of you. And in a moment, I'm going to have them share their contact information. They have some great programs going on that they're going to share briefly about. And I want to invite you to write down their information because we're sharing it on purpose. We really do want you to be able to have that connection and that contact with them. So those that you're resonating with, you want more of, we're going to share how you can connect in more deep. Also, those of you who are looking to spring forward, you have that on your heart and on your life that you are being called to be more visible, to share your message, to share your story, to share your insight on programs like ours, perhaps being interviewed or in a summit or in speaking. I want to encourage you to check out the speakertalentsearch.com, speakertalentsearch.com. This is part of our give back where we help you get on more stages and share your message powerfully and purposely in the world. So I invite you to check that out as we lean into helping you bring forward all that you are called to bring forward in the world, because together we make a difference, heart by heart, life by life. With that, I'm going to go around our virtual room and have each guest share their contact information, a little bit about a program they have going on, so you can feel in and write down that information. So with that, Val, I would love for you to share the best way for people to connect in with you in any sort of a program that they might be interested in exploring.
Thanks, Rebecca. So they can call or text me at 510-381-9997 or email me at val@willow4u.com. That's the number 4, the letter u.com. I'm offering all of your listeners either a free AIM session or a free body organization workshop, and they can find out more by going to our websites, aymcenter.com or bodyorg.com, or just call or text me to find out how you can take advantage of that offer.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for making that opportunity available to our listeners. That's very generous. Listeners, don't be shy. Lean in if that is something that calls to you, pulls to you, that you can enjoy that powerful experience and really get support in springing forward. Thank you, Val. I appreciate it so much. And Sonia, I'd love for you to share. What is the best way for people to connect in with you? And I know you've got a program going on as well. Love for you to share.
Yes. Well, first I want to share my free program that's coming up March 30th of this year. And it's an online event. It's free, and it's going to offer the tools for people to learn to pause and to connect with themselves. There's a lot of tools, so it's more of an experiential learning. And you can sign up at www.manifestingyourbrilliance.com/webinar. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Coach Sonia Life. Coach Sonia Life. Sonia is spelled Sonia.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And if they want to follow you, I'm just thinking if anyone is listening after the March date, what is the best way for them to follow or get on your list for looking for new programs and things that you'll be bringing forward as well?
For me, Instagram and Facebook is where I'll be posting other events that will be coming up.
Okay. Perfect. And what is your handle on Facebook and LinkedIn?
Yes, it's Coach Sonia Life.
Oh, perfect. Very consistent. I appreciate that. Good branding.
Yes, Coach Sonia Life in Instagram and Coach Sonia Life on Facebook, and you'll see my name, Jimenez-Ferrell.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sonia. I appreciate that. And I think that is just perfect timing, having support and experiential exercises to help us pause. So powerful. Thank you very much for sharing. Well, listeners,
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And listeners, thank you for leaning in and joining. I hope that you have enjoyed pausing, that you've gotten some great tips and tools to support you on your journey. And I want to invite you, next time you're standing in a longer line than expected, or that red light is taking longer, or there's some sort of a delay, take that as the universe giving you a moment for you, an opportunity to pause and really choose how you're going to be in the next moment, who you're going to be, giving you that little break in the middle of the day as a loving gift to support you on your journey. Because you are a gift, absolutely needed in this world. There's no one else just like you. And I want to encourage you to know and own that you are needed exactly as you are. Not someday, not one more certification, one more thing, but exactly as you are. And the biggest gift you can give the world, the biggest difference you can make, is being willing to lean in and share a little bit more of you. Trust the world with a little bit more of you and your brilliance. As you go back out into the world, I encourage you to pause and then choose to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing day, everyone, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.